Hello, I am Karaman Marangos. Today it is 1 January 2026 and I want to talk about the free world, the values of the free world, and some other things. It is a good moment to refresh it once a year. So let's begin with the values of the free world. What do you need to stand behind the values of the free world? You need the free will of a human. With the free will of a human, you stand behind the values. The values include, like here, the man and the woman. Man and woman are equal. Another value is freedom. Freedom to practice religion. These are all different religions. Freedom to practice the religion you want, to practice spirituality. Equality, freedom. And then you have also inclusion, like people with a handicap. If you are in a wheelchair, you are blind. If you are deaf, if you have some of these issues, what makes it difficult to be a normal human, that value is inclusion. That one is here. And this is for the same gender marriage. This means the values to stand behind is that the love between a man and a woman is seen as the same for people with the same gender. If you have a man and a man or a woman and a woman who love each other, that is the same thing. And that is here. You know what the values are: equality of man and woman, freedom, and inclusion. You need the free will of a human to stand behind it. You do this with your free will. That explains about the values of the free world. It is good to refresh this once a year, and that is why I am doing this today on 1 January 2026. I stand behind these values with my free will. After the values of the free world, I am going to explain now the basics of the free world. What is the free world? The free world is understood as a place where a person rules his or her own life. It is the only life that is ruled over. It is for your own life that you make decisions like who you want as a friend, who you want a relation with, who you want to marry, and what you want to study. How and which religion you want to practice, and other decisions you make for your own life. In the free world, there are investments in school buildings and jobs for people that want to work as an educator, using the activity of learning as support for the human development. The human development where each human has its own ability. The society of the free world is a multi-ability society. Around the age of 18, you become an adult citizen of the free world. Depending on a person's ability, it can be sooner or later. The free world is orientated around the individual. As a person becomes an adult citizen of the free world that can move on individually and autonomously. On the individual orientated, so that this person can take decisions that are the best for the human development, and when this is learned, it can be continued for later in life. If you are living in the multi-ability society of the free world, then there are some things to look at, like how you can deal with safety and security. For that, I am going to a professor in the psychoanalytic, Professor Carl Gustav Jung. He said, "We humans are the origin of all evil." That means that all humans hold evil, hold a potential for danger. And so if you are going to live together, then you become responsible, that you become conscious of that fact, and so you can neutralize that potential of danger all humans hold. It is not that a minority or a certain group holds the danger. All humans hold that danger. And from that learning, if you become conscious of that fact, you can neutralize that danger and so become a responsible citizen of the free world. And in that way, you create safety and security for the society of the free world. If you have an idea that for one person you need a police and a psychologist, then you need for 10 people, you need 20 people for 10 people to stay safe and controlled. That is something that is never going to happen, and that is impossible. From that conscience, it is the citizen of the free world that is responsible to neutralize the own potential for danger. And no one else is responsible for it. It is a realistic way to do something about danger that all humans hold. You take the responsibility, and in that way you can live together in the multi-ability society of the free world. And now for communication, I go to Professor Carl Gustav Jung. He said the human is a psychic system that, in case of an influence on another human with another psychic system, enters an interaction. So the communication of the multi-ability society is like this. Communication exists for 70% out of body language and for 30% out of verbal communication. If you have two citizens of the free world, when they enter an interaction, the communication only exists out of the verbal communication. It is only the 30% verbal communication. In the society of the free world, where you choose to live together, you say yes to unity, the unity of humankind. And you also say no to mass psychology, because the human exists out of one psychic system. It is not a mass. That's why it is yes to unity and no to mass psychology. That about communication. So I talked about the values of the free world, the basic of the free world. I talked about the safety of the free world and about communication. And that's it for this year. Continue living as citizens of the free world. Thank you for watching.